Podcast started. Podcast. That's the sound of another Ultra Crude podcast on the WB.
Oh, wow. We went WB.
WB. This
Oh
is
my
the
God.
Ultra Crude podcast. I am John. With me, as always, is the fabulous, the amazing, the beautiful Miss Jones.
Oh, thanks, babe. You're so kind.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some ultra running. We're going to talk about some life. We're going to talk about just what's happening. What's happening? What's happening, Miss Jones?
Shit, a lot's happening.
No, all right. Well,
Lots happening.
anything happening you want to let me know about?
Probably nothing worth mentioning, honestly. Got some water flow.
Got some water flow in the spring. All right, that's cool. We appreciate that. I've not told you this. So I went to the Publix.
Ooh, Publix.
I went to the good Publix yesterday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been in the new Publix recently? Or the good Publix recently?
Yes.
You know, they redid all the self-checkout.
I'm aware.
Not a fan of that.
No, that's the way they've had it out there in Fairview. I hate it.
Well, they got it up in the Brentwood one too. Not Brentwood, but the Belmead one.
Yeah.
Anyway, not a fan of the corral.
Oh, yeah.
Self-checkout corral, like they got it like the Kroger, the Walmarts. You heard everybody in there. Anyway, so
you can't see when someone's done that you can move.
No,
on to the next person.
They got to get one of those mirrors, one of those round the corner mirrors.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's where the warden comes in, where they can direct you. Now they need a safety vest and a whistle.
Here's the thing: if you're the person that's in charge of that, though, you can't really see because now you got different angles.
It's a whole thing. I don't like it.
Look,
it's not efficient. It's not a more efficient process. At any rate,
it's probably like California process.
Exactly, which we decide is not efficient.
Publix is a Florida company, so anyways,
they don't know what they're doing down there.
Okay.
My Pico de Gallo didn't have a sticker on it.
Well, it's free.
No, it's not free, Jones. So
according to Publix policies, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Anyway.
It used to be.
That's not how I operate my life. All I did was tell the warden, hey, this doesn't have a sticker. I'm going to run get another one. And since there's so many open registers, and there were 75% of them open at the time, there's like me and one other person at the self-checkout. I don't really think that was a big deal. Wouldn't do that during rush hour, you know?
Yeah. You're a decent human being.
Yeah, most of the time. So I went over there and just hustled right on back. And I'm coming right back. And there's this dude with a mostly full car. Like he's an older guy. I don't know. And he's like, hey, somebody's stuff is here. Somebody left their stuff here. Like he wanted to use the self-checkout I was using. Mm. Like he went right up to it and was just aghast.
Yeah, because it was empty.
But it wasn't like the bags were full. I just wasn't me standing there. Every other self-checkout was open.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so he went to the one that had things and everything. Oh, okay.
And then made a bit of a ruckus. And I'm like, it's my stuff. You left your stuff here. It's like, you could take it, man. I was like, no, I don't. Like, there's all these other lanes open. And yet you want this lane in particular for some reason. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry your grandchildren don't talk to you. But you don't need to take it out on me.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I just thought it was odd. I'm just struggling there with the Publix and the self-checkout. And sometimes the public in general.
Oh, you fucking struggle with the public. I mean, and I don't even mean that as an attack.
It sounds like an attack. It doesn't sound nice. It doesn't sound kind. And I'm not sure how I'm supposed to benefit from it.
Well, no one says about benefit. It's just stating facts.
What do I struggle with the public?
Do you need to go look in the mirror and say that again and then really reflect and think on it?
I don't like the direction this podcast is taking.
It's not an attack on you. I need you to understand that. I need you to hear that because I love you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you sucked as a human, I wouldn't be with you, nor would I do things to you. So you're pretty decent. I like you a lot. You're very attractive. That face you have looking at me right now is not. But
is this my struggle with the public face?
Just saying.
I exhibited kindness to strangers on my way back from Georgia.
Yeah, tell us about Georgia.
I went down to Georgia to do a little...
The devil went down to Georgia, too. Were you looking for a soul to steal?
No.
Were you in a bad, way behind, willing to make a deal?
No, I was none of those things. My soul belongs to Jesus. We know this.
Okay.
Not for sale.
All right, tell the folks about it.
Yeah. So I had we had a low training weekend, like no real long run planned.
Mm-hmm.
Because the last weekend, so I went down to do some training at Osprey Shooting Solutions, some shooting.
Edgar Solid,
Edgar Mills, Osprey Shooting Solutions. Yep.
former Green Beret.
Yeah. He's got a resume. He's
Yes,
on the
he
podcast.
does,
He's got Junto podcast. Give that a listen. He's talking about all sorts of things on there.
All right, no doubt.
Yeah.
Listen, if you ain't a libertarian, it ain't
You're
for
going to
you.
learn some things there. This is mostly just nonsense. You want to listen to us. You want to check out somebody else that actually puts a lot of thought into what they're saying. Listen to his podcast.
He says it.
But I went down to do some shooting. I think shooting is as close as I get to having another hobby that isn't running. I don't know that running is really a hobby for us so much. It should be a hobby. We should do hobby running, but we don't. And so I went down to do some shooting. It's been a while since I got a chance to go down there, so I took advantage of an off weekend.
Did you have fun?
No.
Oh. Well, that kind of defeats the fucking purpose of asking, doesn't it? Like,
now, I enjoy one of the reasons I do it because I think it's a valuable skill and I do enjoy doing it. It is. I mean, it's fun. Shooting guns is a good time, but the structure of it is not fun at all for me. It's something that is quite frankly terrifying to me, and it's not because I'm afraid of guns or anything happening or anything out. It's just the status of a buzzer is going to go off in your ear, and then you have to perform and execute like a series of steps.
mm-hmm.
And to do that, well, you have to do all of those steps incrementally really well. And then you have to remember what you're doing. You have to transition so that...
And you're doing it all in front of people who are watching.
Yeah, it makes it easier because I don't know any of them but Edgar for the most part. So that makes it... I don't have that anxious, I'm going out of town and know people type feeling we talked about last week. It's just I'm able to go and just kind of be myself and not have to worry about it. But it is instant. Like all of the anxiety and all the fear I get at the start of a race, I get that just over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's like a big adrenaline dump.
In the space. And it's, my heart rate doesn't get super jacked or anything. It's not even like adrenaline doesn't really flow at all, but it makes me work through that process of anxiety and fear. And what's crazy about it is because I'm anxious and I'm got all that stuff welling up and I'm waiting for the sound of the buzzer, waiting for the sound of the buzzer, waiting for the sound of the buzzer. And like I'm waiting on my turn. Like I'm next. All right. And I'm trying to calm down and I'm ready. And the buzzer goes off and it all goes away.
Yeah.
Like instantly it all fades. And so as I'm working through this process of running 100 miles again or trying to figure out how to run 100 miles again, it's the same feelings and emotions that I get in the middle of a race. It's the same feelings and emotions I get at the starting line or the night before or the morning of. But the difference is it goes away instantly. And so, part of it for me is just working through this anxiety that I have for whatever reason and trying to figure out why it's coming up in the middle of an event and what can I transition over? What can I move? What can I take from this experience, these training exercises into the middle of my race?
You're into the execution of what you've been training for?
Is that, maybe. What else you got? Is that it?
No, there's probably more. I'll interrupt you later.
And so it's I recognize that it's good for me because it's this constant back and forth. And there's never like a point where, because it happens so quick, it's like a 15-second stage at the most or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's over and, you kind of wait around and recycle and do it again.
Well, it's different than shooting out of the farm because like we just do whatever we want out there.
Mm-hmm.
And even when you have your timer and your other things set up and, for those who don't know, we have do like little shooting ranges out there and, there's plenty of time to practice and run through some stuff, but it's different when you're in that environment and you've got eyes on you that aren't just like us or yourself.
Yeah, I don't like. I think I can put myself into it similarly out at the farm,
Mm,
just with the timer and knowing what the standards are and what I want to execute. Um, it's probably not to the degree because you're not. There's nobody else around. Like you're not bouncing it off what anybody else is doing.
yeah.
Um, but I've recognized that it's as much as it is very uncomfortable for me to do. It is very much worth doing. Even just to work through that aspect emotionally, which seems maybe it just sounds so silly and so stupid that it would even do all of those things, but it does. And it's in an area where I can experience it over and over and over again in a short amount of time. Like, I could run 100 miles. I could run, I could run 50 miles or 30 miles and maybe experience it, maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't do that, 15 times in an afternoon like I can with this.
I mean, you can 15 times in an afternoon, but it means your afternoon is not going well.
No. And then
You're
you
having
can't
a shitty fucking day.
and then you can't do it the next day or the next weekend. So I thought that was really interesting. And then it brings a lot of stuff up on the back end of why it's there to begin with and what I need to work through. And just driving home, like I keep going back to Farrell and thinking about it and why it happens to me and what happened. And Tony sent me a message after the race, and he said during the race he's out there, he's like, tomorrow you're gonna wish you didn't quit.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got home, and the next day, 2 days later, and I was unpacking everything, and I said, man, I don't wish I didn't quit. I wish I wouldn't have started. Because it was so consuming. That feeling, those feelings were so consuming and overpowering. I wish I never went into it to begin with. Like it's horrible. I don't want to feel those things. So I think it's good that I'm able to experience and deal with it in another area that isn't running.
Mm-hmm.
That's on a shorter window. There's less,
That it's a much smaller investment. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, when you train for a race, and especially if you've hired a coach or you've put in months and weeks of training, and then you get a fucking hotel, and then you drive down, like you can very easily have $1,000 to $1,500 or $3,000 to $5,000 in a weekend, depending on how far you're traveling and what all you've put in.
Oh,
so it's a huge investment, and to say it's not, fuck you. Like, it is.
And the investment in time of training it takes to get there.
Yes, absolutely.
The investment in time and the time off on the back end.
Yeah.
From regardless of how far you go, like you're fatigued. It's not like you can pick up and just start again the next day or whatever. So
yeah, it's a whole thing. So yeah, I mean, finding an area where you can get in those emotional and mental reps without having to make the significant financial investment that a race is, and even if it's a local 50K or local-ish, there's a lot of races that are still 3 or 4 hours away. So I mean, do you go down the night before? Do you wake up 2 o'clock in the morning? That's still a hotel, that's still gas, that's still nutrition.
Thing, yeah.
You can very easily have $200 or $300 plus race entry, or let's say you volunteered and you got a free entry. Doesn't matter. You can very easily have several $100s into a weekend of a race that's just to tune up. Mm-hmm. So.
And then it's still not guaranteed.
No, it's not.
Like that tune-up race can just go fantastically well.
Yeah.
Because there's less pressure or for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
But to find those things that can pull what you're dealing with in an ultra, if you are dealing with something in an ultra, that can pull those things out while you're not running is going to lend and produce better success while running.
Yeah.
This isn't just about running. It's about life. Taking the lessons we learned from life into running and the lessons learned running back into life.
Yeah. There's a lot of crossover in the feelings and stuff. So I don't want it to sound like it's all about money, but at some point it's all investment.
Yeah.
Emotional, mental, financial, whatever that is. And yeah, I mean, not that it didn't cost you money to go down to the shooting competition and do all that, but like, it's a lot less than $1,000 weekend,
Sure.
you know? And for some people, that could just be showing up to a group class.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
100%.
there's so many different, it doesn't have to be a competition. It doesn't have to be, it can be anything that puts you outside of your comfort zone, that puts you in a place that makes you feel vulnerable, exposed, and you have to perform through that. Yeah, it could be a fucking Zumba class or hip hop class at the Y, like whatever it is. You could be scared of being judged.
Oh yeah,
like I mean, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I think you have to identify what it is for you
Mm-hmm.
that you really need to work through and process. I know that like some people are big advocates of an overnight run in training because they're afraid of the dark. And if you're afraid of the dark and you've never ran in the dark or by yourself at night, yeah, you should do that.
Yeah, but you can't. Here's the other thing, though. People think that they can train sleep deprivation.
Well, I'm not talking about training sleep deprivation. No,
so,
I'm not talking about training sleep deprivation.
I know, but people say, well, I got to get used. No, boo-boo. No, you don't. Don't do that.
I'm just talking about like the thing that's going to be the hang up. Experience that thing.
Yeah.
Work your way through that thing. And, for me, I like to do things that I'm not good at.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not good at it. So I think it's so much society anymore. And in our lives, we curtail them around things that we find success in. And we lean into those things instead of leaning into things we're not good at and trying to get better at them. And maybe never being good at that thing, but working on improvement. And the value of finding something you're not good at that is of interest to you and just working at that thing. Doesn't matter how much better you get. You're going to get better, but you don't ever have to be great at it.
Here's the thing.
You got really good at playing dominoes for some reason. You were awful. Listen, we play dominoes. This is the kind of people we are. We play dominoes in the evenings.
Every fucking night we play dominoes.
We play dominoes. It's awesome.
We used to play Risk.
We played Risk a couple times. That was me mostly against myself because I had to help you play yours out of Risk, and I still end up winning. But dominoes, and we played for a while, and I was destroying you. We keep a tally sheet. We've got all the games recorded in Notebook, and it was brutal. It was a relentless butt kicking I was giving you and playing dominoes.
But here's the
until
thing.
Like a week ago.
Hold on. Here's the thing. I'm not afraid to suck at things.
No, you shouldn't be afraid to suck at things. This is my point.
And I'm usually good at most things I do.
Well, that's the opposite. I'm usually bad at most things I do. I ain't good at nothing. I've done the math. I went through the query. I've tried to find, like, John, what are you good at? And I'm just like, you ain't good at nothing, bud.
Like, hey, I keep gardening.
No, you haven't planted a garden this year.
No.
Thank the Lord.
But
because
watching you kill
plants every year is
once we get out to my parents, it's going to be on a larger scale.
Yeah, you are going to garden. I'm sure you're going to garden.
And I'm going to eventually
be bad at it.
I'm eventually going to get real fucking good at it. But here's the thing. I'm not scared to suck. And I lean into what I suck at.
But so many people are. So many people are afraid of just doing anything they're not good at.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen me karaoke? I ain't good at it. But I will lean in.
We don't ever need to do that. We're not a karaoke
90s
people. Actually,
fucking country. Let's go.
No, there was that New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it was bad. I still catch shit for that.
It was bad for a lot of reasons.
Listen, I don't mean it personal.
No one's personally attacking you.
I feel attacked.
That's on you. Maybe you need to work through those emotions in a safe environment.
Anyways, I am super good with looking like an idiot, being able to laugh it off. But I will tell you, sometimes it's not fun. It's not fun to do the things that you suck at. It's not. First off, I'm fucking competitive. I hate to fucking lose.
I'm not so much.
Oh, no, I fucking hate to lose. And I talk shit the entire time.
Yes, this was an important part of the playing dominoes for us as a couple, is because Miss Jones' biggest love language is shit talking me and dog cussing me.
But it's in general. It's who I am as a person.
So playing the dominoes gives her an avenue, an outlet for that, where she can be as mean to me as she wants to be. And apparently it's okay because it's just a game and I'm winning. And so that gives her cause to be mean to me because I'm beating her at this game. But the tides have turned in the last like 9 out of 10 games. Like,
Fucking destroyed you.
oh, it's awful. I don't understand how I got so bad at it so quickly.
I figured out colors and numbers.
Yeah, you got your own little.
I figured out colors and numbers, motherfucker.
She goes, oh, yeah. The red ones and the green ones make 5. That's 5 points. I went.
Yep.
Color association is what
that was what I
what we
liked.
got going on. Yeah, it did. She's unbeatable now. And we'll probably play dominoes after this, and she's going to beat me, and then I'm going to be mad.
It's fine.
I think it's less fun for you winning.
It actually is less fun for me. Because here's the thing. I genuinely in my soul love talking shit. And just because one is the way I was raised, we always fucked with each other. But also through...
I don't know that we should be bringing any examples from the way you were raised into it.
I'm sorry. Do you want to talk about your childhood?
I don't know.
Because I feel like if it came down to me and you in a survival
there
situation...
were 0 shotguns at Thanksgiving in my family.
Well, you would have been better for it. It's called character development. That's all I'm saying. And that's actually like real shit. He's not even fucking around.
Nobody got stabbed before dessert hit the table.
It's true. I personally only stabbed someone once.
All right. So basically we're just saying, like, it's okay with this society and this culture is developed. Like, anything that you're not good at, you just kind of push it away and go, oh, that's not for me. That's not my area. And that's created this tendency to not want to work. It's diminished work ethic in general. I'm obviously not good at running 100 miles. It's not deterred me from working towards running that.
Yeah.
Listen, I spent 2 years trying to make eggs.
And you just now kind of got pretty decent.
I am decent. I can replicate the results of eggs. This is not a joke.
He wouldn't make bacon because he
I couldn't fry bacon.
You were real bad at bacon.
I mean, I like bacon and I would cook bacon, but it would be bad every time I did it.
You
and
cooked it too hot.
I did a lot of things wrong. You're right. I did a lot of things wrong. Same thing with flipping eggs. I like fried flipped eggs. That's how I want my eggs. I want them sunset up. I want them flipped.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I do it. And I was really, really bad at it.
You were.
I couldn't flip a freaking egg for the longest time. And it was over a year of making eggs.
Do you know how many bad eggs?
Oh, you've eaten a lot of bad eggs, baby. You've eaten a lot of bad breakfast.
But I could taste
I can scramble them good.
Oh, you could scramble them like a champ.
I can scramble up an egg. Ain't no problems there. But flippy eggs, I just couldn't do it. But you know what? I worked at it. It's so silly and it's so simplistic, but like, this is a finite area. This is one task. Get better at it. Put in the work. Dedicate the morning. Learn what you're doing wrong. Ask for help. Recruit resources.
Yeah,
and practice making eggs. It's not like I practice making eggs in the evening and the afternoon. And I'm like, I got 10,000 hours of making eggs. But yeah, we're having eggs for breakfast.
Yeah. Well, again, and this sounds, and this whole conversation, I'm sure someone's like, this is so fucking stupid. And you know what? I get it. But like, if you like your eggs to be a certain amount of running, if you want them to be a certain amount
how you want that egg, I get it.
You got to figure out, because when it comes to flippy eggs, you can end up cooking the bottom too much, and then the top is too runny, so you end up with
it's a whole thing.
It's a whole fucking thing.
There's a lot. And here's the thing: is it's not about the eggs.
Nope.
It is not about the eggs. It is about finding something, an area in your life, and just getting better and focusing improvement on that area. Are you bad at having conversations? But you want to get better at having conversations, you're going to have to start having more conversations.
Yeah.
And they ain't going to go well. No. Those difficult conversations that you're bad at having are not going to go well until you dedicate yourself to getting better at difficult conversations.
Or if you're just bad at like talking to people, I encourage you to just go out and talk to people. Have random conversations. You know, those people, they're typically of an older generation that just fucking talk to people. Like, they can talk to you about the water that's drying on the sidewalk and have a good conversation. That's taken practice of being a good conversationalist over the years. There are people that could never talk to you that can disarm you, welcome you, and engage you in a conversation that you never saw fucking coming over the most mundane shit. And that is a skill. it's very, very impressive.
Yeah, and I think if you look at anybody you look up to or look up to an area in their life or something that they're good at or a personality trait or whatever, they've worked at that thing.
Yeah.
They've worked to be better at whatever it is that you think they're good
And
at.
you know what? They probably didn't post on Instagram or Facebook about
No,
it.
I don't. Well, which is why I
Do
don't
you
post
on
about
occasion
post
you
about my
post
shootings.
on occasion you post about eggs, but
Yeah,
only if, like, you
but
fucking know you know.
that's to the point of like, hey, this isn't about me making breakfast.
Yeah.
This is about, hey, you can change your life. You can change the things that you want to change, if you're willing to work towards them.
Mm-hmm.
And it might take a year to do. It took a year to flip eggs, for crying out loud. Like, that's a very small thing. It's not a high stakes game, and that's how long it took to get there.
Here's the thing. Also, a bad breakfast really sets the tone for your day. Like, if you have in your head you want your breakfast to taste like, and it sucks.
Yeah, there's some breakfast that
and
you
I'm
have
not gonna
not
say
finished for sure.
Yes.
I'm just not hungry this morning.
Yeah, I said that a lot. Or a lot of condiments to add some moisture to some very dried out eggs. But you know what? It's very loving. And it's okay. And sometimes I do just like flavor. So
yeah, but I think that's, finding areas and working to improve those small areas is so valuable, and I think it's something we shy away from. It's important to me to do.
Yeah.
It makes me, I don't know, it makes me more well-rounded, but it makes me more whole.
Yeah, I mean, I think we are driven as human beings, our souls, everything to be better and to seek improvement. And if you're not, then you're probably in a place that you, one, aren't listening to this or don't seek any sort of self-improvement. But most people especially in ultra running space or fitness or exercise space, are looking to better themselves.
Yeah, and it's messy.
Yeah.
Improvement is messy. Listen, I had a lot of missed shots on Saturday. There were a lot of bad shots out there, and there's been a lot of bad eggs over the years. And I'm probably not done with bad eggs. Like, but I'm pretty good at it. I'm pretty reputable. Like,
you do good.
Like, I'm not afraid to make an egg for somebody now.
Yeah.
I can bring my eggs to the public.
Ooh.
Well, I don't know about public, but a trusted circle of close friends.
Well, we often host group breakfasts, so.
No, we don't.
But yeah.
Couldn't make eggs. Couldn't do it.
I mean,
group breakfast is like one of the first times we ever hung out.
Yep.
You know what posted up in I think it was my Facebook memories this morning?
Oh, no. Do elaborate.
My first group training run.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Aw.
I was running a blog page.
You were.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Uh-huh.
You should bring that back.
No. Not that guy anymore.
You aren't that guy anymore.
I was a big dude. I looked at that picture I posted. I'm like, holy crap. I don't recognize him. That guy had no idea what he was doing.
But not even physically. Like, you're just not that person anymore.
No, that's true. But yeah.
But I still think that's a good space.
But it worked to improvement. I mean, I had to get better. Get better at stuff. So this is where I'm at. I'm trying to get better in the areas where I need to improve. I think about the race coming up in October, and I'm like just low-key terrified. Like, I am afraid of that day. Because I don't know what it's going to require. And I don't know if I'm going to have to go through that again. And the likelihood is that I'm going to have to go through it. And how many times I'm going to have to go through it, or how many times I'm going to have to say yes to it.
Well, that was what I was going to say. And probably, derail anything you're thinking I would say, but you just have to say yes.
Yeah.
But like it's literally that simple. That's how you stop quitting, is you just say yes. And it doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean that it doesn't come with a whole bag of feelings and challenges. but you just say, yes, I choose to continue, and you keep fucking going. You don't let no and stopping be a part of the conversation. Easier said than done. I've been there. But, I think the person who you are and what you've been doing, you will have all the tools, but at the end of the day, it's up to you to actually use them. You can have every fucking thing in your tool belt, but if you need a belt sander and you just want to use a piece of fucking sandpaper, I don't know, I don't have a good comparison, like, then, I mean, it's going to make this shit a lot harder.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to choose to continue.
Oh, there you go.
Well, no.
Yeah, fair enough. You're not wrong.
It's going to be hard. It's going to hurt, and it's going to be
That's
mentally
the
and emotionally
thing,
taxing. And that's the thing. It could be like,
it doesn't hurt or drain physically. Like the physical feelings of it are, not non-existent, but they're a non-factor, a non-starter. The tiredness, the fatigue, the leg pain or foot pain or whatever, like those are non-starters. Those aren't things I worry about at all. I'm not afraid of those things.
You should, because they're pretty intense.
I can deal with that. Those are not that intense for me to deal with. That's not what I'm battling. That's not what I'm struggling or coming up against.
Mm-hmm.
It's the other mental factors and the internal factors.
No, I mean,
and I think there's a part where I think being, something that's 2 months away almost, having emotion towards it, or even admitting that you're afraid of the process or what it's going to take on that day is a little silly to anticipate something that you can't guarantee is going to happen. Like, oh, it's not happening. Why would you? But it, part of my process is acknowledging things that can happen and trying to prepare for those things. I think I'm more equipped to deal with them now than I was. I feel like I'm in pretty good shape physically. I think the better in shape you can be physically, the more confidence you can have, which certainly isn't going to hurt. But, I feel good about a lot of it. Other than that, speed bump at mile 30 or 40 or whenever it comes. When it's early, I'm out there alone.
Well, here's the thing. Not a lot of people sign up for this race, so you're going to be alone a fucking lot. You're pretty much going to be alone for a large portion of that race outside of Pacers. So,
no, I'm not talking about, listen, even if there was a lot of people running the race, I wouldn't be running with any of them. Like, and I think that's not uncommon either for people running 100 miles. Like, there's 300 people in the race, but you're not often running side by side or in a pack with people.
Well, I think this is one of the most underestimated things. Oftentimes runners find themselves training with groups and friends and in a race, and then they find themselves alone. And it's not the fact that you're physically alone. It's the fact that you're mentally alone, and you never allowed yourself to be in your own head by yourself with your own thoughts, having to figure that shit out. And, for me personally, I feel like that's one of my strengths. I fucking love being alone. I fucking love being alone. There's nothing that recharges me or energizes me, even when it sucks. And even when it's hard.
I think this is probably a trauma response from you, to be honest. Especially when things suck and things are hard, you would rather be alone.
Yes, even in life.
I'm talking about life.
Yeah,
you would rather be alone.
I want to be left the fuck alone, and I want to put on music or be in my head, and I want to work through it because I can work through it in an honest space. I can work through it faster alone, which sounds super counterproductive, but I work through things faster alone.
I don't know that it does. I think it's you have the security in the safe space in your own head. And I think for me, if this is what we're talking about, I've not found my head to be a safe place.
And that's fair.
For for 40 years.
Yeah, I mean, we have
So there's
very-
that contrast. Yeah.
yeah, we have very different things, so you kind of have to
Mhm.
play to your strength. But both sides, like I have, and I think sometimes you can tell, like even in a group setting, like as extroverted as I am, sometimes I just shut the fuck up and I just go with whatever's going,
Yeah.
and I don't need to talk. I find a way to be alone in my own head amongst people.
You're going to do your own thing.
Yeah, for sure.
In a group, you're going to do your own thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which actually in high school with my close girlfriends was very much like a point of contention. And they would say, you're just over there throwing a hissy fit and doing your own thing. No, like I don't have to do what the group does.
Yeah.
I don't have to. I am not a fucking pack animal. Like I'm just not, and I never
You're a
ever.
lone wolf.
No,
wolf
I'm not a
impression.
lone wolf, but but no, like, but I can be, and it doesn't bother me, and I don't view myself in the negative light of it.
You work really well with a group and on a team, but you're not a pack animal.
No, I am not. I prefer alone.
You're like a killer whale that sometimes groups up to take down sharks.
For sure. I love that. I love that. Fucking Shamu on fucking mission. But yeah, I mean, there's so many of us and we have different things we've got to figure out. But, you know, I have to adapt to adapt to working through a lot of those things amongst people.
Uh-huh.
When I would much rather be left the fuck alone and take that time in solitude.
Yeah.
And
because you're up there in the mix. You run some big races and you can get in the mix. So you're trying to have your alone space, and here comes people trotting up. Doop, 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 doop.
Yeah.
And you can't help to, you got that gold snakeskin fanny pack going and that red hair a flowing. People are like, oh shoot, that baby up there, and you're like, yeah, what are
I am. I will never let whatever little side quest I'm on emotionally deter me from the overall goal and interaction.
You will not.
I won't. I
you
will
will
not.
100% not. I think that's one of the greatest attributes to have. And you certainly have an embodiment. Is regardless of what's going on, you're gonna throw that smile. And even at the end of Cruel Jewel this year, you were you were so alone. I wasn't even with you, and I was right there.
I know.
But every time somebody passed by, like you just true to character, and I think it was fantastic.
Oh, thanks, babe.
But you a valid point is that so many people do run in groups all the time, and then you get out into a race and you're by yourself, and it is a mental hit. And this is something that we talked about just this week of like I'm intentionally structuring these long runs by myself.
Oh yeah.
Like I want to run with people. I love running with Tony.
You do your pack animal. We got some good friends.
Yeah, we have great friends to run with, and like he's training for 100, I'm training for 100, and like we should run together. But I recognize that if I do all of my long runs with somebody else, then I'm not getting the benefit that I need. I'm not working on the things that I need to work on. I need to go run for 5-6 hours by myself so that when I get to race day, I can run for 5 or 6 hours by myself and it not be a darn thing. So that, I can get through those next 5 or 6 hours, and then somebody can be with me. Then I can get the help. Then I can get far enough along where somebody can help me and not be alone anymore. And so, that's just intentional. Like, man, I really like to, but I just can't do it. And I think that was a mistake I made last time, as I did a lot more group long runs. Like I wanted to long run with somebody else.
Yeah, you did run a lot by yourself.
And so now I'm running longer long runs and intentionally, running by myself, and probably not every long run, but I need to get some of those just where it's just me. And I'll tell you, I ran with music a lot last block to try to like ward off some of that mental stuff. It didn't work at all, but I've not ran with music since.
Shouldn't.
And my headspace is clear, and it's,
you know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about music, podcasts, all those. And hey, we appreciate everyone listening to the podcast as you run right now, but you should definitely dedicate time to let those voices talk to you and see what comes up and see what you say back and work through them. Because listen, 30 hours is a long time, 40 hours, 20 hours.
Nothing against Pearl
16.
Jam, but
yeah, fuck Pearl Jam. Get the fuck out of here. So listen, I know we have friends that listen to shit. Fuck that. It's fucking garbage. Get the fuck out of here. Fucking
it's just
terrible.
and two, I think it comes back to what are you out there doing and why are you running, and sometimes people are just doing it to blow off steam, and the jams help. And if you need to blow off steam and do jams for 50 miles or 100 miles, then hey, do your thing. Do your thing.
Yeah. I do love though how different we are in that, like in our approaches and stuff. I mean, truly, I mean, I know there's some things, we end up on the same page on, but
we agree a lot. I think we agree a lot on philosophy and approach.
I would agree.
We have different mechanics.
We do.
Of what we need and
and
how we need to go about it.
You would be more apt if someone's like, hey, you want to go on this group run and go do this? You'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, I would much rather run for 6 hours by myself out there.
Unless it's an adventure. You like to do adventure.
I do.
If you can control the adventure.
No, I don't even have to control the adventure. I just have to know it's an adventure and we don't have a fucking plan.
Well, that's not fun. We have to have a plan.
And
see, this is one of the differences is I'd like to have a plan.
No, absolutely.
I appreciate structure.
I don't want to plan. I don't want to plan. I don't want to plan at all.
I appreciate structure.
I don't. Because I think that life and everything is unstructured, and I also have ADHD, and I am who I am, and I don't want any structure that I have not pre-approved. So, I feel like life puts me in a cage every day.
Yeah, which is crazy because you were one of the most uncaged people I've ever met in my entire life. And you just feel so bound by these cages you're in, and you are not.
Yeah.
Like, the door's not latched, it's not closed.
It's very fucking real, though. The feeling is real. I cannot wait till I can finally just step into, like, my most... God, I hate the fucking word. God, it gets so overused, but my most feral self.
Yeah,
just
pray for me. People, pray for me.
Yeah, baby. When I can finally just wake up, walk out the door, go for the run, hit the trails, take care of some animals, just...
You can walk out the door and go for a run now.
Yeah, I can watch the homeless people wake up there by the fucking library.
No homeless people were waking up this morning. I went for a run. There weren't any homeless
up there at the library?
I didn't see any homeless people up there.
I guess that lady's moved on because when I went by a couple mornings, she had her pillows and blankets and everything laid out.
She's taking a nap. She's probably doing one of those cross-county runs or something.
No, and the same guy's been sleeping on the same bench 3 afternoons in a row talking to himself.
She's just taking a nap. It's a long work day. He's waiting on the bus.
Yeah, I'm not waiting for the bus.
All right, we got a couple of listener questions. We got a couple of them. One questioner asked how we got into running. I don't know if we've covered it on a show before, but how'd you get into running, Miss Jones?
Not by fucking choice. I'm gonna tell you that.
Tell them. Tell them how you got into running.
I played basketball. I'm still very much a basketball enthusiast at heart. It is one of the sports that if I watch, especially on a high school level, because I think college and professional, this shit's just a fucking show and it sucks. And I didn't even like it then. But there's something about middle school and high school basketball playing to develop the skills and tied to just the passion of it, really. That will make me emotional. It's fucking weird. I don't like it. But I played basketball from 5th grade up through high school. And I believe...
Were you taller back then? Like, did you hit the height you are now in like 5th grade? So you were like a tall 5th grader?
No, I've always been short. So I was a point guard. And
just checking. Like,
I'm going to say this. I worked really, really hard to be good because I was so small. And I had to work 3 times as hard as every motherfucker out there. And thank God for my mom and her attitude and her work ethic. And she made me work my ass off. Like, I would go to practice and then I would have to either go to the gym or I'd go to the community center and play. And then when I went home, I had drills and stuff that I had to do. And this was year after year after year. And I played basketball pretty much year round. I spent my summers at basketball camps. I spent anything that wasn't an actual basketball season, playing with school, playing in a rec league, doing camps. I mean, it was nonstop. And in between, just 2 to 3 hours a day, regardless of on or off season, extra practicing. And I wish I had more of that dedication now. But neither here nor there.
Well, maybe we get out to the farm, your mom will snap to again and
But that was like
crack that whip on you.
that was a lot of the requirement, was in order to do what I wanted to do, like I had to do XYZ. So there were a lot of times that I would be practicing or doing stuff when I got out of school at 2 o'clock or whatever. I wouldn't be done with any sort of practice or drills until 7, 8 o'clock. But I could go out after that, and if I wanted to go out after that, Mom said, "Go ahead. You're gonna be tired tomorrow."
You went out, didn't you?
Sure did. So I ain't never been scared to be fucking tired, I'll tell you that. I learned real fucking quick. But my freshman year, the coach we had, she sucked as a fucking coach. But I will tell you this, if it came down to conditioning, man, that was probably some of the best conditioning I've ever been in my life. I mean, she worked us like crazy, not fundamentals and not building as a team, but just physically. And one of the track coaches was watching our practice, and he came up to me after and was like, "Do you ever get tired?" I said, "Fucking no." And he's like, "You want to run track?" I said, "No." Running's stupid. But we had just ran suicides for like quite literally a fucking hour because she's a bitch. And he said, "Well, come out and try it." And I was like, "All right, well, I'll do it for conditioning." So my first track practice, I got lost because they sent me out on the road. I figured I'd be a sprinter. Apparently that was not going to be the case. I mean, obviously, small white girl was not that quick. And there was just no way. But anyways, so those illusions were quickly shattered. And I ended up accidentally running like 7 miles. And when they finally found me, I still had the energy to cuss them up and down.
Probably the real reason you weren't a sprinter.
Yeah.
Like, let's just go ahead and say the real reason you're not a sprinter is because you ran 7 miles.
Yeah.
And came back and were still angry.
Yeah, they found me on the road, and I was like, "This fucking poster you gave me gave the wrong fucking directions." And anyways, rather than getting in the car, I said, "I'm going to fucking run back because I started it. I'm going to fucking finish it, and it's fucking bullshit," and a lot of other choice words. So yeah, my first accidental run was like 7 miles. And then I ended up running the open 8. I was anchor leg on the 4x8. I did the mile and the 2 mile. And for anyone that doesn't know, I mean, the grade 8's you're selected by time and stuff. Here, it's kind of a big deal. It's amongst over the entire like county district, both private and public school. And I ran the grade 8 3 times.
I wasn't there. I don't know why you're asking me.
I had a knack for, I couldn't run a goal time that I wanted, but if you told me what I needed to run, I could do it. If you told me who I needed to beat and what I could do, I could make it happen. But if I was like, "I'm going to run this," that didn't fucking happen. But if I said, "I have to run this in order to beat such and such." Anyways, so that's kind of how I found running. And then I played basketball throughout the summer, but also still kept running because I did cross country to stay in condition for basketball. And I was pretty much the only distance girl we had. So I ran with the guys the entire time. And we had some of the soccer girls that would come over and run with us for the meets and stuff. But that was it. It was just me and a bunch of dudes running through people's yard sprinklers and our coach yelling at us as we ran up and down hills. But, cross country wasn't super exciting. I will say that. It was just fucking miserable and hot. And I didn't have anyone to talk to. pretty much just ran by myself.
Started running by yourself early.
Pretty much, yeah. Again, and the guys are great, but let's be honest, they're faster.
Probably.
They're just fucking faster.
Yeah.
And
boys and girls are different.
And I would have some of the other guys who were probably like mid-pack kind of like hang out and we would run. But I spent most of that time running by myself. And considering I was pretty much also, after my freshman year of track, the only real female distance runner, I spent most of the time running by myself or with some of the guys. But again, they were all fucking faster than me. So I spent the entire time dying. So that was how I found running 20 plus years ago, was staying in shape for basketball, my first love, and running by myself a lot. Miserable.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish that was a prettier story. Triumphant, but...
No, I think that's great.
I did find I was good at it. So there was that. I didn't suck. But again, it wasn't
just naturally, babe. You know, you're good at pretty much everything.
No, I only wanted to be good to keep my mom off my back, and so I could keep doing the stuff that I wanted to do and stay in shape for basketball.
I'm gonna talk to her then.
Yeah. What about you?
First time I ran was in 5th grade. I got in trouble before school. I you know, to say it plainly, I had problems socially.
I never would have guessed.
Thank you for your compassion. It's overwhelming. When I was in the 5th grade, I was the only one at home when I went to school, and I lived in a small town in rural Indiana. It's a couple blocks north and south, and a few more blocks.
Leesburg?
Yep, a few more blocks east and west.
Their streets are still laid with fucking brick. That's how small this shit is.
Still got brick streets. I had an old general store and an elementary school, and it was pretty much all that was there. But everybody in the town, walked to school or rode their bikes to school, and you had to be in, I think, 5th or 6th grade to ride your bike. But I walked to school in kindergarten. When I was in 5th grade, I was the only one at home when I went to school. So I was, I was just kind of on my own. Get up, when school starts, get up, get dressed, eat breakfast, go to school. Mm-hmm. And I got in trouble. I got in trouble for school one day. Because everybody would just be hanging out before you could actually get into school. And I got in trouble. And so they wouldn't let me ride my bike to school anymore or come to school early. I could get to school when they opened the doors to the school. Because the buses would arrive and the buses would unload and still be 5-10 minutes or whatever. So, yeah, it was a dumb reason I got in trouble, and I feel bad about it. But I think my mom suggested you should run. You should get up, take that extra time, get up and run before school. And so it was about a mile if you went north and down the east-west street on the north end of town, ran all the way down and came back. It was about a mile. And so that was the first time I started running. So I would run every day before school for like the rest of the year. I never ran track or cross country or anything, but that was when I first started running. And then I would run, sporadically, until I started running in 2014.
Yeah.
To train for a marathon.
What made you train for a marathon?
I didn't know anybody that had ever ran a marathon. And I thought, well, I want to be somebody that runs a marathon. And I was afraid of zombies.
Oh yeah, you know that zombie thing. Yeah, that's a thing.
So I thought if I could run a marathon, I could get away from a zombie attack pretty easy. Those guys move slow. All you need is a basic level of fitness to survive a zombie apocalypse. But that's when I started running in 5th grade, and it would always just kind of be a backdrop or something I leaned on when I needed to.
Mm.
And I don't know. I don't think either. It's funny how when you look back on stories and try to figure out their origins, and neither one of those is from essentially a healthy place to start running from. And so it's taking me now to unpack and rewire how I run and why, um, so that it's from a healthier, more productive standpoint.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Mine's always been from a competition
Yeah,
side,
not so much for me.
and that's and I will say this now when our friends want to go do track workouts and stuff like that. I have found a lot of the resentment I had for the work that I had to do, and not like not
No,
for
that's
any sort of
fair.
thing. Running for me back then was very, very stressful, and there was a lot of pressure put on me.
Yeah.
Even like in cross country, I remember I won Metro. Like I was number one fucking female in Metro PR. Took like 2 fucking minutes off like my mom's gap time. Like, and I had to race until like we were battling it out until the last 400 fucking meters, and I ended up beating the girl. And it never seemed like it was good enough. And my coaches, actually in high school, one of them in particular, really used me as a way to drive the other girls and make them do better. It was not healthy. It was very defeating. It was very frustrating. And I will say I'm very blessed to have the attitude I had to survive it. But even then, I remember just even when you achieve and you win and you stack win and win and you survive the high pressure situations and you perform and people constantly ask more of you or use you and your ability to drive others forward. And there was also no one that was better than me at those, like that was it. Like there wasn't another girl that was running 5:30s and back 20, like there wasn't it. So I didn't have anyone, but when they use you basically as the rabbit and you don't, you just don't have the support of you're great at what you're doing. It is, they see that you are a strong, confident individual. A lot of that get exploited. And it really did. And it, by my senior year, I was fucking over it. I was fucking over being the one that had to make people better, that was used as the wedge. Like even my freshman year, the girls who had been working that were seniors, I was faster than. And when it came to getting selected for the grade 8 that year, they put them over me because they were like, well, this is their last year. And I went, I don't fucking care. I fucking earned it.
Mm.
I'm sorry it took them 4 years to get there. That's not my fucking problem. And that just really set the tone for the next 4 years of what I would deal with. And, no one, God, I fucking hate when people say this, but no one ran more track meets than me. I ran the most that we could do. I got put wherever. And there were even times where I had to run the fucking 4x4, and I fucking hated the 4x4. Like, hated that shit so much, but I was fast enough and I could do it. But when they had a fucking, no offense to any sprinters out there, but when they had a fucking sprinter who was having like a little diva crisis and couldn't run or wouldn't run, it was me. And I always felt like I had to show up and do things that I didn't feel I should have to. And I always performed when I needed to. And I fucking never, ever, ever fucking let anyone down. And yeah, it's weird coming back to all that. I don't want to do track route workouts, and I don't want to do those things because it brings up a lot of those feelings for me, because it really ruined something.
Mm.
The years of that,
Yeah.
not in cross country. Coach Barr was always great, and not that I didn't love my track coaches, but there was
So you got some residual,
there was a lot of shit that I think if I really fucking unpacked it, I'd be upset about.
Let's not do that.
There-
Let's just
there's
stuff
a lot
it
of
deep
stuff.
down. Stuff it deep down.
Well, so I didn't even
I
bring
guess
out.
Western States is out for you because that finishes on a track, and that wouldn't be any good. What's that, Desert Solstice? We'll count that one out too. We're not doing that.
Yeah. So Daddy finally said something about me bringing down like my track and cross country trophies. So I have a pretty decent amount from upstairs, up there to the
Yeah, you're gonna have to get that cleaned out.
the gym
Yep.
area, and he was like, you should put those down there. And I can be honest, I mean, I did, and it's not that I'm not proud of them, but there are a lot of really negative emotions attached to some of those.
Fortunately, I don't have any negative emotions attached to awards because I didn't get any.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Just life.
But and so I think that's one of my driving factors for running, no matter how hard it is, to always be a sense of joy for me, because I had a lot of years there that it was not, in the competition was very emotionally and mentally draining on top of the physical work. So it's like, oh, you want to come run 800 repeats? No, I fucking don't. I had a lot of years of that. I'm fucking good. You enjoy that.
All right, one more question.
Okay.
How is Phil?
Phil's doing pretty good. Obviously, he still needs love and support. They reattached the tendon, so that lessens some of the pain, and work is kind of working with him. I think he's going to have to take his paid vacation, and then will be able to file for short-term disability, and they've got all that going. But
Phil's on the bench. It's going to be a long road to recovery for him. Unfortunately, which really sucks. But Phil,
6 to 9 months.
Yeah, Phil's going to feel it, and you ask Phil how he's doing. Phil's going to be doing great. And his cup's always half full, and the character that he remains to smile through it all and fall back on "you can't steal my sunshine" and still try to be positive is undeniable and very rare in this life to find somebody like Phil that even when he's suffering and hurting, and he's just not going to let it take away from
who he
is or who he can be for you. So be praying for Phil.
Yeah, please check that out and send him some messages. I mean, I know it's very easy to let people fade away when they have an injury, and they're
he can't pace me in October anymore, so I don't.
Yeah, well, you gotta figure some shit out. But when you don't see those posts or that engagement on that level, and
you do get into a community, and you rely on that community, and you see that community, and that gets taken from you. Mm-hmm. It's a life change. It's a shocking life change, abrupt as any other that you can have. And there's just a lot of it's not fair about it, and a lot of it's not your fault about it, and those things are just really hard to deal with. It sucks.
Yeah. And I mean, I can't speak for them, but just being in this a long time, like, people may not always post that they're struggling.
Yep.
So know that your kindness really, really extends to people, and it makes a difference, because even if someone's not posting every day, that it's hard, like, it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
And
then life doesn't stop lifing.
No.
On top of it. I mean, so there's still that. You never need a reason to be kind to somebody.
No. Just let them know you're thinking of them.
Yeah. Phil's doing Phil. All right. That is going to wrap up this week's episode of the Ultra Crude Podcast. With Becca Jones, John Cox, Mid-State Mile people. And
Registration for Tennessee Mile is still open.
Registration for Tennessee Mile. Listen, if y'all haven't ran Tennessee Mile yet, you got to come get it.
Oh, and
Save
we're
it.
going to do a Halloween race. I know John's so fucking excited. You can see it all over his face. You can hear it in his breath. But we are going to do a Halloween race. I'll get that up on Ultra Sign Up this week. And his first question to me was, do you want to host an event or do you just want to buy Halloween decorations? And obviously it's buy Halloween decorations because I fucking love Halloween. I love Halloween so much. John does not like spooky things. He does not like scary things. He does not like haunted things at all. But I fucking do. Let's bring on the undead and strobe lights and, you know, do-it-yourself Halloween decorations. And
There's a good chance I'm not going to be there.
There's actually a very solid chance he will not be there, but we're going to fucking make s'mores. There's going to be a bonfire. It's going to be spookiness. Yeah, you won't be there, so it won't fucking matter. And it's going to be amazing because I love Halloween. Now, it'll be the week before Halloween because Halloween's on a Friday, and people probably want to take their kids trick-or-treating or doing things, but maybe we'll do something for adults who want to do adult things. And not like adult things, but like want to do running on Halloween. How about that?
All right. We'll talk about that later. Thanks, guys. Vulture Crew Podcast.
Bye.
Bye.